Good morning from Alexandra Palace. We're at day 3 at the Paddy Power World Darts Championship, and we've got another double session on offer for you today, and I'll be running you through the afternoon session here at the top of Muswell Hill. We've had a cracking first couple of days. Evening session was very lively last night. We saw the first big shock of the tournament with Andreas Harrison putting Ross Smith out, and then we saw the colourful, rapid Ricky Evans take victory, Jan van Veen get his first win on the Ali Pally stage, and then rounded off by Damon Heta going through. So today's afternoon session is highlighted by two-time back-to-back world champion Gary Anderson. He rounds off the session against Adam Hunt. I would favour an informed Gary to take this one possibly in straight sets. He'll be looking to do a lot better than last year when an unfortunate chainsaw incident saw him out of sorts against Jeffrey de Graaf, who comfortably beat him in the end here. De Graaf is in action tonight, and we'll preview that later on. First up here at Alexandra Palace, it's a clash, well, for the purists really. Mario van der Mahada of Belgium, he's been making strides on the floor and on the Euro Tour this season, and he faces an informed debutant in David Davies of Wales. He's won the Red Dragon Champion of Champions, and he came through a qualifier full of quality players to make this field, so that should be an interesting one, but I do lean towards van der Mahada to take it possibly 3-1. We also have Andrew Gilding, former UK Open champion. He starts against Cam Crabtree. Crabtree had a good Grand Slam where he defeated Johnny Clayton and played very well in patches. Gilding's been a bit hit and miss lately, and it could be a real battle here, but I do fancy Gilding to take it possibly in a final set. Final match to preview, another informed player is Luke Woodhouse. He's had a very good year on the circuit, and he faces the intimidating Croatian Boris Krečmar. Krečmar came through a qualifier. He's qualified for multiple World Championships this year, but he is here at the PDC version, and it depends really what Krečmar turns up, because a big score in Boris is a danger for anybody, but Woodhouse, with his seasoning that he's gained this season and his form recently, I do fancy him to take the win, possibly 3-1. And that wraps the afternoon session up, and we've got an evening one to go, but you can catch the afternoon session from 12:30 on Sky Sports in the UK, and we'll cover it all across our socials.
Thank you.
Congratulations, David. When the draw was released and announced, what were your thoughts on Mario as an opponent? Because there could have been a lot more dangerous opposition out there for you.
Yeah, totally agree. But Mario's still dangerous as well. He hasn't had the best 12 months, but he's still a dangerous player. To go back to the draw, I was actually on the cruise ship in Barbados, trying to buy Wi-Fi, trying to watch the draw, and it was stuttering and nothing was happening. And then a friend texted me to say, you've got Mario. So it was like, so I didn't actually see the draw, even though I really, really wanted to. But as you said, there could have been, no disrespect to Mario, there could have been a lot more difficult opponents. But I'll back myself to the hills anyway. But when it was Mario, yeah, I was quietly confident. I've played well, I've had a great year, and why not back yourself?
And as you alluded to there, you have had a really good year, the best, by your standards as well. What is that down to? What's clicked this year more than others?
I think it's the first win on the Challenge Tour. I always felt inside that something was happening or brewing, and then when I got the first Challenge Tour win or any big win, everything just clicked into place. Yes, you can do it. And then everything's just fallen into place, I suppose.
And it's been mentioned as well that Mark Webster's been influential recently for you as well. What has that relationship been like?
Well, Mark's been here, he's done it, and I've known Mark since, since we were 15, 16, I suppose, and I wasn't really into darts, but when I did start taking it seriously, he's always been there. And to be fair, Mark has always said, you've got nothing to thank me for, but I really do. We used to come around and practice, hang around together and do everything pretty much. So he's been a massive part of my darting career. As I said, he always says no, but having someone that's been there, done it, it's always nice to have someone like that in your corner.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Andrew. Was that a pleasing all-round performance from you, because your average was good, you took out a couple of ton-plus finishes, and your doubling was good as well?
Yeah, I just looked at the average and the percentage of shot outs, and that surprised me. Like I keep saying, Cam didn't play as well as he could. He should have pushed me further. With his form this year, he's definitely someone I didn't want to draw.
And how do you rate your 2025 overall?
Kind of not as good as before, but then when I look back on it, I got to a final of a European and the quarterfinals of the match play again, so I can't really grumble.
And next up, it'll be either Chris Dobie or Zhao Chenzong. Any thoughts on either of those potential opponents?
Well, I think I owe Chris one. I think he's probably beaten me quite recently. Obviously, he's a hot favourite, so I'd like to beat him.
Thank you, Andrew.
Thank you.
Click, so yeah. Cheers, thank you.
Congratulations, Luke. Against an opponent like Boris, when he's on form and on song, he's difficult to stop, but when you get into him and pressurise him and pounce on his missed doubles, is that when he becomes easier to play and he kind of breaks down in the end?
Oh, I don't know. I'll be honest, I don't really think into it that much. My thing with Boris is I obviously know he's been on tour, he's done really well on Euro tours and things like that. But I hadn't got a clue how he'd been playing in the last 18 months because he's not been on tour. I'm not sure he's done any challenge tours or anything like that. So I know he's sort of a soft tip specialist. But look, I've said to my management before, I've said to a few friends, at least with Boris, I know he's going to turn up and be prepared and he knows what this is all about. So I just wanted to go out and sort of try and put him away early. Didn't work out that way. But yeah, the win, like I said before, the win's the most important thing.
And you mentioned in your TV interview that you felt nerves ahead of today's game. Do you put that down to anything in particular, or just excited to play?
Just excited to play. I think I said before, I think every player that plays first round, even if you're Luke Humphries, whoever, I think you can ask any of them, they all feel a bit edgy first round. There's nobody going to come up there and go, oh, I felt brilliant, like I was going to just breeze past it. It's the first round of the World Championships. Everybody wants to get through. The build-up to it, I've been to obviously all the majors this year. 4 or 5 hours before, I felt really, really nervous, really, really edgy. You come up the bank and you come up the hill and see all the Alexandra Palace, and it's a different feeling. It really is a different feeling. Doesn't matter how many times you come, you can't prepare yourself for it.
And the middle section of that match saw quite a bit of whistling, and it did noticeably sort of take you out of your stride. How difficult is that to deal with and to overcome?
Yeah, I mean, I'm very lucky. I've never really experienced too much of it, but yeah, it's look, I say it's part of the game. It shouldn't be part of the game, but it is what it is. Look, I'm sure the PDC and security and stuff like that do all they can to sort of stop it, but look, you've just got to try and get on with it. I think I stopped once, but I just thought to myself, if you keep stopping, they're probably going to get worse. So you've got to just get on with it, really. Yeah, that's all. Yeah, that's it.
Thanks, Luke.
Cheers, thank you.
Today, thanks very much.
Congratulations, Gary. After the freak incident last year, was it really pleasing to put in a performance like that and get through round one this time round?
Get past any round nowadays, first game's a bonus, but yeah, it was a hard draw. You know, you seen some of them, you looked at the draws, you went, oh, how's your luck, Kevin Painter? But nah, like I say, they can turn up on the day. You never know what you're going to play against.
And you mentioned that run of exhibitions in Scotland. Was that ideal preparation for this? Because you did put in a few really good performances there, didn't you?
I've done the same last year. Never worked out for me last year, did it? But no, I mean it's practice, isn't it? They say it's an exhibition, but you know, me and John had a great game, and when was that? That was in Alloa. I think I done them just shy of 110 average. So they were going well.
And it'll be Connor Scott or Simon Whitlock next, two players that are familiar to you.
Oh yeah. Known Simon for donkeys. Connor, I'm a big fan. I get on well with Connor. I like Connor. Cracking little boy, and he's a worker. You know, he puts the time in on the dartboard.
Congratulations, Gareth.
Thank you.
Hi all, Paul here again for Darts World. We're just coming off the afternoon session on Saturday's play here at PALLY at the Paddy Power World Darts Championship, and we've seen wins for David Davies, for Andrew Gilding, Luke Woodhouse, and finally Gary Anderson in a real tight tussle with Adam Hunt. Moving on to the evening session now, and the headliner is 2024 World Champion Luke Humphries, and he starts his campaign against Ted Everts. Luke's had a fantastic year yet again, Premier League champion being the highlight, and he'll be out to try and get his world #1 spot back and a second world title, and I think he can do that. Well, I mean, start the road to doing that with a 3-0 win against Everts here. We've also got the legendary Singapore slinger in town, Paul LIM, 70 years young, a WDF World Championship finalist as recently as last year. He's going up against Jeffrey de Graaf. As much as I'd love for Paul to do the business, I think Jeffrey will prove a bit too much for him, and he should take the win. Elsewhere, so that's the first match of the night. Second match, we've got another intriguing battle, and this one is a close one to call between Vessel Nijman and Karel Sedlacek. Both have been in solid form over 2025, and both have good stage games in them. I am slightly leaning towards Karel in this one, only because of Vessel under pressure, which I think he will be in a really close match. And finally, at PALLY tonight, we've got Gabriel Clemens, and he takes on Alex Spellman. Clemens is tumbling down the rankings after a semi-final appearance here in 2023, and Spellman will be really up for the job tonight. I still think Clemens can nick this one 3-1 or 3-2. And that will bring an end to tonight's action. It promises to be a good one. It's from 7 p.m. yet again. Sky Sports is the place to watch in the UK, and we'll cover it all across our socials, so make sure you follow in.
Just have to find it, that's all, you know.
Brilliant, Paul. Thank you. Well done tonight.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Paul. Obviously, we discuss and talk about 50, 5 decades in the sport and at the top. What do you put your recent success down to in terms of, final of the WDF Worlds, success on the Asia Tour, and now here?
I think as it goes along each year, right, we look what we are going at. I mean, there is a path that I look at. What I want to do, what my achievement for the year is going to be. And this year, actually, honestly, right, my achievement, the 3 things that I aim for was the PDC World Cup, and the Super Darts of soft tip, and the PDC World Championship. And I missed out on one, which is the Super Darts. I lost in the final to Terry Tan from Malaysia in the final match. He played, it's only 5 legs, and I lost on the last leg. And I missed out on the Super Darts soft tip. So to me, it's like every year basically we know what are the tournaments and what we are aiming at. We know as players, we chase. So that's the reason why I play all the PDC Asia Tour and things like that, is because it leads to the World Cup and it leads to the PDC World Championship. So so that's what I have in mind every time when January is going to start soon, and I know I'm going to be in Dubai for the first tour, and Abu Dhabi, I think, and then we're going to have the Bahrain Masters and all that. So I'm aiming for that right now. So it keeps me focused, it keeps me, there's something that I'm going for every year. I think that's why I lasted for so long, I think,
And we saw in the build-up to this match your debut in the PDC World Championship in 1997. Did you think that the PDC and darts itself would become as big as it has done?
No, I really believe that it could, because like I said again, when the PDC first started, I probably was one of the players that actually kind of broke away. I was living in the US, and I was actually from the US part of it. We actually broke away, and we followed the path of the PDC. In the beginning, it was tough because, like I said again, everything was like the prize money wasn't so big. But on the other hand too, I think I got to say that PDC's foresight on what the future could be is what the players, when we broke away, what we felt that they're on the right path. That's how I feel anyway. And I'm sure the people that broke away, like the Eric Bristow and the John Lowe and Bob Anderson and all that, we all broke away from the right reason because we believed there's something there. And well, it was true. But it's a shame that a lot of those players are not with us now, but what they did was definitely correct, what they thought of, about the PDC.
And finally, just how much has the PDC Asian Tour done to extend your career?
Oh, definitely does. The PDC Asia, you're talking about?
Yes.
Yes, definitely. Because it's not just about me. I think it's about a lot of Asian countries starting to kind of create. I mean, know that there's so much more out there that there is an opportunity that it could be something to greatness in darts anyway, so thank you.
Paul, congratulations. Myself to win one. Yeah.
Congratulations, Vessel. When the draw came out and you were paired with Carroll, many thought it was a bit of a 50-50 game with how well you're both playing. Was it a surprise to you that you did it in straight sets and the manner that you've done it?
Well, I didn't expect it to do it in 3-0. Yeah, you're right. I wasn't too happy with the Carroll draw, to be honest. I know he's such a great player, and I knew it was a hard draw. So, yeah, I didn't expect it to be 3-0. No.
And how do you feel that your 2025 has gone?
So my 2025 has gone better than my 2024. Such as my 2024 went better than my 2023. So I'm really happy. Yeah.
And what are your aims for this tournament? Do you believe that you've got the game to go deep, if not all the way?
It would be very cliche to say winning my next game, isn't it? Yeah, but that's how it is, isn't it? I don't even know who I'm playing next game, so I cannot put really big expectations on this whole tournament.
Thanks, Vessel.
Any more?
Well done, Luke.
Thank you.
How special was it to have your family, including your young son, in attendance tonight to watch you win?
It's always special. I love spending time with my family. That's my most famous thing that I love more than anything is spending time with my family. Of course, my son's getting a little bit older now. He kind of understands everything that's going on, and he enjoys being at darts. He loves the cameras. He loves seeing them. He's a challenging boy. He loves being on the go all the time. But yeah, spending time with them. Of course, this is why it's one of my favourite tournaments of the year because you know, obviously Gracie wasn't here, my stepdaughter, but she finishes school, so she'll probably be with me in the next one, and we can spend that Christmas together for a good period then.
And do you find yourself plotting your route through this tournament? Because there are a lot of possibilities of big matches down the line.
Oh yeah, of course I do. Yeah, of course. I see what can happen. I knew that the game between Paul and Jeffrey was kind of a 50-50. You kind of don't know. If Jeffrey plays his A game, it's a tough one for Paul. If the crowd get on Paul's side, then it's going to be a tough one for Jeffrey. And then you're seeing it's like Wessel, Nathan, Gian, Van Gogh, and that could be the draw, you know. Of course, everyone says they don't look it. You do. Everything can change, but I kind of like that draw, to be honest, because I feel like I play better against the top players, and that's my route, to be honest, because I feel like I can have some good games there, and you know, if you're looking at it, it can be a tough draw, but of course I'm not looking into it too much. I'm looking into, because anything can happen in this sport, and all them players I've just named could all lose their games against other great players. So, but yeah, you know, there is a tough draw for me if it works out the way that it could.
And you picked up your MBE this week. What an achievement that is, and have you had a chance to take stock of just how big an achievement it is?
Yeah, I don't think I'll ever realise how big of an achievement it is, because I think a lot of people just think, you know, you've achieved an MBE for being a good dart player. But that's not it, you know. I think I don't publicise all the things I do off the board as well for charity and going to hospitals and all these things that some people see that not everybody sees, because I don't publicise it all, because I don't need to. You know, it's not something I want to be rewarded for by everyone saying, "Oh, well done, you've done this," you know. So, yeah, I think, you know, and it's not just Luke that's changed the sport. You know, everybody's seen me and Luke Naylor change the sport, and I think that's rightly said. Well, we both got one because we've both changed the sport, the face of the sport. Not, you know, mostly him, of course, but I've been a part of that by challenging him, making him work hard for all his achievements, and he's been making me work even harder for my achievements, and you know, that's why I think I've got it. And you know, for me it was a great feeling, you know, meeting the Prince of Wales, you know, William as well, and you know, he knows about darts, so it's really good, and it just shows how big the sport is now.
Thanks, Lou.